Good Sunday afternoon, everybody. It's Brandon Doherty, Delaware the guy. And what I want to do today with Sunday with DWG, this is my little video show that I will do every Sunday. The weather, the weather updates for the week and beyond. So, what I want to do today is largely concentrate on. I know there's been a few requests for me to do or to have a winter forecast because I had quote unquote promised that, and I did. And just to, so you, so you see the post. It was August 15th when I sent out my initial forecast. Now I did it on video on YouTube, so I'm going to do it again here. But I promised I would update in September and October, and obviously, well, October 15th was Friday, so I only missed 1 month with an update. So, um, and that was due largely just my school starting, so I was totally focused on that. So, what about this winter? What will what will it bring? And back here on August 15th, I kind of hammered out a scenario here that I believe that I might cut this back in my November forecast. I might cut out the red area from 5 to 25 to 5 to 15 inches. Up here in Allentown, Reading, Edison, all that. Um, I might even cut this back just a little, but not too much. So I'm actually thinking about cutting both back, and that's largely due to because the last couple months have pretty much materialized that the La Nina is going to be fairly strong now. It could progressively weaken a little bit, but I think it's going to be our main weather maker for the bulk of the winter. So, in a typical La Nina pattern, the northern jet stream pretty much shoots this way, and the polar jet, which is the southern branch, let me do this one green, lots of moisture. Okay, the southern stream usually charges this way. Okay, so what we have here is a setup where we have a split jet for most of the winter. The pool of cold air and maybe even snowier areas are predominantly up here in the northern areas, and then then you have your warmer. I should say, okay, some red. So you have your warmer area right about here in the middle, and that includes our area, which is the northeast, mid Atlantic northeast. So, what is this all going to mean? I believe that it's going to mean that predominantly, and this is not what snow lovers want to hear, I think this is going to be it's going to be a wet, but not snowy wet winter. Cold, that's another item in the cards. But if you get the snow, you're going to have the cold. So, and of course, it's winter, so you're going to have your days where it's really cold stretches, and then you're going to have periods of really nada. I mean, last year I called it a la nada because it was neutral, and we did have a setup in February where we had a blocking pattern up north, and we had we had a high ridge trough in the west, and that kind of like did this, but it actually didn't do its normal up, and it pretty much went straight down to Texas and then kind of jumped us in this very odd looking V pattern. So, and who knows if I mean this was crazy where there was snow in East Texas and all throughout Texas. There was snow. There was snow even here in San Antonio. I mean, it's not exactly there, but you had snow in San Antonio. That's San Antonio is like a desert. It's just really dry, but it's nice. I want to go to San Antonio. So, what this map is showing is usually during La Nina winters, the areas in brown, and we are in that brownish area, usually see anywhere from -2 to -4 inches of normal. So normal for Delaware is 18 to 20. So we're looking at 16 to 18 inches total. And that's what we were four short last year. So it's extremely probable, but that we end up in the same general ballpark, if not a little lower. So I would say that the trend has been that the winter in the Mid Atlantic Northeast is not going to be as cold and snowy, but tomorrow you'll see predictions like spew out that say it's going to be a cold and snowy winter. On the basis of what? So I'm not I'm not exactly confident of the original prediction that I made here of 5 to 25 inches. That's kind of a big spread. I would say now it's more like 5 to 15 for anywhere in this red area, and then um, it's like 20 to 25 for north and west of I-95, and which we know we've discussed many times. That's because we're on the fall line. And when you're on the fall line, you need it to be you need to get a shot of real cold air that comes across the continent or across the country and really settles in before something comes up the coast. So generally, that's what I'll put back. I'll say that I'm going to cut this back to about 20, greater greater than 20, and I'm going to cut this back to 15. So 5 to 15 down here in the southern and southeastern zones, and then up to 20 for the northern and northwest areas of our viewing area. Sorry, I have a froggy voice today. That's it for me, Brandon Doherty, the weather guy. Have a wonderful Sunday evening. Adios.